Congratulations, Martin.
Thanks.
My goodness, like I said, you did such an outstanding job, and I wanted to know, because of the strength of the Lord of the Rings and the popularity, do you come into this with a little bit of pressure? Is it a little daunting for you when you started?
It wasn't daunting because of that. It was daunting because you knew it was going to be the time, the duration it was going to be, and just the distance away from home and for how long it was going to be. That was daunting. But the actual responsibility of playing Bilbo, I mean, obviously I took very seriously, but I take everything seriously. I take everything that I take on seriously. So, no, I mean, they make it down there so that it doesn't feel like you're entering a death row or something. It's like it should be fun, and it should be something that you play, and that's how you're going to do your best work. So no, that didn't really feel scary. No.
Well, that's good, because it didn't show that you looked scared. So
Good.
there you are.
Good. Unless I was supposed to look scared, right?
Yeah,
Worked.
that's when you did a great job.
Now that was scary. Yeah, thanks.
Excellent job for
Yeah.
that. Did you have to watch Ian Helm's performance and model a little bit after that, or did you just say, no, I'm doing my own thing here?
I'm definitely doing my own thing, and I also watched him and took what I could take, yeah. Because I think it would be crazy not to be mindful of what he did, but I can't just chain myself to what he did, because I've got, there's so much in these three films that Bilbo, I have a lot of screen time, so I can't refer everything back to what he did, because Ian had less time, in Lord of the Rings. So I was able to use what was useful, and some of it was really useful.
Yeah. I understand that the first day on set for you was working opposite the amazing Andy Serkis, the Gollum scene. Tell me a little bit, take me back to that, because I can't even imagine what that might have been like for you. Just starting with that scene.
Well, it was wonderful. I think that was the best scene to start on for me, because it helps, it teaches you how to play Bilbo, in extremis, because those life and death situations are where you really find out who your character is a lot of the time, in a more challenging and kind of invigorating way than find out who he is, when he's at home reading a paper. You can do that, but it's not as plunging in at the deep end as when someone's coming towards you with a rock in their hand and they're going to eat you. Then you really find out a lot about who you're playing.
Yeah. So working opposite Andy, though, really, how does he's so wonderful.
Yes. No, he's amazing. I've always thought Andy is a really good actor anyway. Outside of Gollum, he's certainly in Britain, he's very highly regarded by other actors anyway. But his physicality in that role and his whole immersion in that role. I don't mean character or method. It's not like I'd have to call him Gollum at lunch, but I just mean But for the time he's doing that, it's so total. It's a real lesson in. And he's running around, on his knuckles, and this is not easy stuff, And he's doing it for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours a day. And he was noticing it. He was noticing, geez, this is harder than it was 10 years ago. But he's made of, I don't know if you've ever hugged him, but if you haven't, I recommend it. He's made of granite, Andy. There is not a single ounce of give on him. And you see why, after doing Gollum and, various silverbacks, he's a muscle man.
I loved your camaraderie with the dwarves. Now, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there are.
Did you have a favorite dwarf?
That would be like choosing between your children. You just can't do it. They were lovely. They were really, really lovely. And all for different reasons. They've all got distinct characteristics, and as actors and as characters. We all shared the love around. It was like, the good thing about being that many is if you want to hang out there, then you can, and then you want to hang out with them. It wasn't claustrophobic. It wasn't just like there were 4 of you and you drove each other mad. There was a huge gang, so you can rotate. It was good. No, we just hung out. We just hung out. And New Zealand is a really easy place to hang out in. They make life easy there, and people do kind of have a definitely different approach to life there. That's about leisure and it's about enjoyment.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah.
Great place to do a gig.
It really is. Yeah, it really is.
And of course, working with somebody like Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
Really, the guy knows this material inside and out.
Better than anyone else. Yeah.
What was it like to have him?
Well, you feel safe because of that. You're in very, very safe hands because of what they achieved on Lord of the Rings. That team is phenomenal, and so they know Middle Earth. And they know Tolkien better than any other filmmakers. So that whatever decisions are being made, even if you think at the time, and there are always things that you think at the time, really, is that right? And you have the back and forth discussion about, well, okay, I'll do it. But this is a situation where you think I'm in safe hands. They will know that decision better than I will. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But conversely, he's very trusting of your decisions as an actor. He expects you to bring what you bring, and he expects you to know more about acting than he does, you know. And he expects you to know your craft better.
A lot of your scenes are with the great, you know, again, you know, really this cast, my God, you know, but Ian McKellen.
One of my
working
favourite
opposite
people, yeah.
someone like him.
Yeah.
And just tell me a little bit quickly about, because you're the Hobbit and he's, you know, up here, what was that like to work like that? Because you didn't do a lot of stuff together, I guess, right?
We did some stuff, only there was a mixture. We did some stuff in different rooms, but we did a lot of stuff together through different techniques. I mean, one of which was we'd rehearse the scene, but, you know, looking into each other's eyes, and so, you know, but I'd be looking up there, he'd be on a box or whatever. But then when well, actually, if he was on a rostrum, you can look into each other's eyes, that's fine. But if you see both our feet on the ground, like at the beginning when he comes past Bag End and I'm there smoking a pipe, what we did was, we did that live, but he was enlarged later, right? So, and that meant for eye lines, I'm looking at the top of his hat and he's looking at my chest. So then when he's enlarged, the eye lines correspond like we're looking in each other's eyes. So, I mean, looking in someone's eyes is always the best way to act. You know what I mean? Because if I'm looking there talking to you, it's quite discombobulating, but it's the only way around it. I'd rather that than be in a different room, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.